Hello and welcome to another edition of Kid Spaces, the show that's all about you and your space, your home and surroundings, and how they relate to your kids. I'm Debbie Marie.
And I'm David Jones. On today's show, we have something for kids of all ages, from the little tots all the way up to the teenagers who are most likely taking over the household.
Yes, and when we talk about kids of all ages, well, we're talking about the kid in all of us.
Well, you know, even though the show is called Kid Spaces, it's really bettering the lifestyle of the parents.
And today we're talking about entertainment for the preschoolers. So if you have a child between the ages of 2 and 5, you're going to know these four fellas from down under. And today we're going to look behind the scenes.
And for the teenagers, get ready for some serious video gaming. Is your entertainment system completely trashed because of all the gaming? We've got the cure coming up.
Oh, and we also have a special treat, too.
Oh, that's right. Pizza. Everybody loves pizza, and you know a very famous name in pizza is celebrating a birthday, and Designing Spaces, Kid Spaces is going to be there.
So stick around and see it all right here on Kid Spaces.
All right, time to celebrate a birthday.
Who?
Well, I can't tell you exactly who. I can give you a few hints.
Okay.
50th anniversary silver celebration. They're known around the world, from Tokyo to Tallahassee. Delivered to corporate boardrooms and college dorm rooms.
I know. Is this something I can customize to the way I like it? And it's delivered hot and crispy.
Ah, she figured it out. Pizza, and I think you know the name we're talking about. Take a look.
A pizza from Domino's always wins the hearts and appetites of the entire family. But little did everyone back in 1960 know what the future held. Now, 50 years later, that made-to-order pizza from Dominick's in Ypsilanti, Michigan, has become one of America's favorites. Domino's Pizza. Welcome to Ann Arbor, Michigan. I'm standing outside the world headquarters of Domino's Pizza. Domino's is celebrating a very exciting event this year, their 50-year anniversary. We're going to go inside and talk to a few people about that history. Let's go. We're here with Tim McIntyre. He is the Vice President of Communications for Domino's.
Yep.
And the show is all about history, and you've been here a little while, so walk us through
Yeah, I have
the
been.
history of Domino's.
Well, Domino's started actually as Dominic's in 1960. The brothers Monahan bought a pizza shop from a guy named Dominic across the street from Eastern Michigan University. They operated it for 5 years until Dominic called Tom and said, I want my name back, because he was going to open a restaurant in Ann Arbor.
Sure.
So Tom asked his employees what they could name the company, and somebody said, how about Domino's? The 3 dots actually represent the first 3 stores that existed when the company became Domino's Pizza. And Tom's original idea was to add a dot for every store that he opened, but obviously we couldn't have a domino with 9,000 dots on it. So Ypsilanti, Ann Arbor, and East Lansing are the 3 dots.
Tell me about what happened next. How did the company grow?
In the 60s and 70s, the growth really came from college campuses and military bases. There were a lot of young people who were together. They were hungry at odd hours. They didn't have a lot of transportation. So Tom's idea was to go to those areas and feed these people in 30 minutes. By the 1980s, they realized that all of those college kids and military personnel that they fed in the 60s and 70s had now moved on into the suburbs. So they decided to take a risk and grow into suburbia. And that's when the company really exploded. It went from a few hundred stores to several thousand stores by the end of the decade. We started to go international in Japan, Canada, and Mexico, and right now we're in 60 countries around the world.
Okay, we're here now with Brandon Solano. Brandon, what is your official title here?
I'm Vice President of Brand Innovation.
Brand Innovation.
Yep.
And that's what we're talking about, the brand,
That's right.
which happens to be our
Domino's
favorite
Pizza.
part, the pizza.
Absolutely.
So show us how to make a pizza.
Absolutely. Why don't we get you started? So
All right.
grab that scraper and just kind of take out a dough ball.
All right.
We'll give you some cornmeal. Throw it right in there. Kind of
Okay.
coat it on
Yeah.
coat it on both sides. Flip it over.
Coat it on both sides.
Yeah. Otherwise
all right.
it'll stick on you. So
Too
flip
sticky.
it back over. There you go.
Okay.
Then just kind of start off making a little rim with your fingers.
All right.
All right. Kind of keep it flat, and then you got to make sure you want to pull from the edge, not the center. anchor one hand, pull the other one.
I got a bubble going on there. Is that all right?
Yeah, you know, it's
not such a good thing.
It's not great.
Well, you're the expert. Let's
Yeah.
make sure everybody at home is watching you, not me.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
Okay.
you know, as long as they, you're going to get it right. You know what? You're doing great. You're doing
All right.
great. You got to love the dough.
All right. That's
Okay.
what I forgot to put in. A little bit of love.
Yeah, a little
All
bit
right,
of
there we
love, and then you'll be in good shape. So we
All right,
straighten it
Brandon,
out
what
on
are
a
you doing
screen. We're going to put it on a screen for you.
go. Okay.
Throw it on there, straighten it out a little bit.
Why does yours look so good?
And here's the beauty. And here's the beauty part. You slide it down to the next person for
I'll
saucing.
slide mine down.
There
Don't
you go.
look.
Might get
All
set
right.
back, Rick, but I think
Okay.
we'll do what we can.
So tell us, what is so different and what's so special about the new pizza?
Well, we listen to our customers, and
Yeah.
what they said is, hey, you know, your pizza's good, but it could be better.
Yeah.
And you know that hurt a lot, but it was a lot of motivation that really got us. It really focused on what we needed to do, and it was all aspects. It wasn't just the cheese or just the crust; it was everything. So we basically had to start over, and we did. And you know, this is the team that did it. You know, right here in this kitchen. New sauce. So we have a new sauce with you know, more herbs in it, a little fresher taste with a red pepper kick. It's a little bit spicy, kind
It
of
is,
tingles
it's
on your
good.
tongue. We've got a garlic butter crust we put out. You know, every time people eat pizza, there's always crust left over, right? And you know, there isn't anymore with our new crust. And then our cheese. You know, we add a little more protein, give it a little more texture, and some provolone flavor. Really kind of boosted the flavor of it. So you know, when it's all put together, it makes an awful lot better product. So we're very proud of it. So we had things like bread bowl pasta, things like sandwiches, or you know, I mean, what if somebody doesn't want pizza? I don't know why they wouldn't, but if they didn't, you know, your family, but yet one person says, I don't want pizza, we've got things for them now. So in the last 2 years, you know, 80% of everything that we have on the menu is brand new.
Wow.
So I would tell you, what are we working on? The other 20%.
Okay. Hey, I'm here with Chris Brandon from Domino's Pizza. Hey, Chris.
How you doing?
Nice to have you here. Tell us about this place. This is where it all starts, right?
This is where it all starts. This is one of our 16 supply chain centers around the country.
Yeah.
We operate about 200 tractor trailers that drive about 20 million miles a year.
Oh, wow.
And they're headed to Domino's Pizza stores with all the ingredients necessary to make the perfect Domino's Pizza.
How about taking us inside and show us how it's done?
Would love to.
Thanks.
Now that we have our hair nets and our hands washed, we're ready to go. This is where the process begins.
All right.
This is the area called the mixing station.
All right.
This is where the raw ingredients are actually mixed together, which will eventually, you know, turn into Domino's pizza dough. So we have salt, sugar, water, yeast, oil, and flour. And then that's all mixed together with something we call a goodie bag, which is what makes Domino's pizza dough special from all the rest.
Yeah.
Once that's all mixed together, it's then wheeled over to this area with these large mixers here,
Yeah.
and that's where the actual, you know, form of the dough is created and mixed together. And this is actually an elevator which takes this 500 pounds of dough upwards,
Right.
and then actually will dump the dough into this divider area,
it's
which
coming up.
is right about what's to take place right now.
Okay.
And then this is the rounder device.
That's the rounder,
Just the
okay.
same as a pizza is round, the dough balls need to be round as well.
Sure.
So that's why we take them from this square shape into this rounder machine where they're actually formed into a perfectly round dough ball. And then the dough balls are taken up a conveyor belt where they'll actually, each and every dough ball will go through an x-ray machine just to make sure that it's meeting quality, just to make sure that there are no, you know, foreign substances, anything like that on it. And after that, it's ready to go into our recyclable trays where the dough balls are loaded and then they're taken to our stores.
Wow.
And turned into pizza.
Chris, thanks for joining us and introducing us to all the great people here at Domino's.
Absolutely.
But I understand you have one more piece of information for us, right?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. You know, Domino's has been around for 50 years now, and
Right.
we've actually only had 2 changes in leadership since our company was founded. So just this past March 2010, Patrick Doyle took over as our 3rd CEO. And I think our consistent, you know, strong leadership is a big reason why we've been so successful for the past 50 years.
Well, we've learned a lot, and we thank you very much. And if anybody wants to know more about Domino's, what's your website?
Absolutely. They can go to Dominos.com. They can get more information, and better yet, they can order online.
Oh, great. Speaking of ordering, I think the crew is kind of hungry and they'd like a piece of pizza, so we're going to order one ourselves. Hey, if you want more information from Designing Spaces, just go to our website, designingspaces.tv, and you can even watch this segment of the program all over again. I'm Rick Murphy, your correspondent. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.
Well, summer is approaching and vacation time is near.
And we have even more Kid Spaces subjects on the next Kid Spaces, which is coming in summer.
And we've accomplished everything we planned out to do today.
So it's back to the drawing board with more great topics for your home and surroundings on the next Designing Spaces.
And that's all for Kid Spaces today. I'm Debbie Marie.
And I'm David Jones. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye. You can visit these websites to learn more about the participants on this edition of Designing Spaces.